Why I don't play Edison or retro formats. So, you guys saw the title and the thumbnail. Don't take the clickbait personally. You gotta get clicks to the video. However, with that being said, this video is not meant to crap on the Edison community or crap on retro formats. I believe everyone who plays those formats are dope, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of those players that are playing Edison and retro formats are really good players. Like we have a lot of accomplished players like Frazier Smith, who does the Edison circuit on a Konami scale, at least, doing the time versus format. Then we got a lot of players locally to me, like Matt Kalinda, who went to Worlds. My boy Sean, who just got his first YCS top, but it was in the Edison format recently. And a bunch of other people who just, I know personally, who are really good at the game, who play Edison, who I know if they were to play Modern, they would do just as good. However, with that being said, I quietly get asked all the time by a lot of my friends personally, and some of you guys in the comment section, Chris, why don't you play Edison? Why don't you try out Edison? You can play Heroes in Edison. And the thing is, I don't care about Edison. Now, once again, the reason why I don't care about Edison is because to me personally, and I don't know if a lot of you guys feel this way, I know some people locally tell me like the same thing, or we have the same opinions, rather, and that is Edison is not that much different from modern format. I repeat, Edison is not that different from modern format. Edison is not that much different from modern format. You know how people be doing those reactions and they slow the voice down? But like, seriously, think about it. Now, I got a preference. I gotta keep it real. I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! From 2002 to 2006. I took a break for Naruto CCG, did my thing in Naruto CCG for 5 years. I dabbled in Yu-Gi-Oh! Played my little gadget deck, didn't take it seriously. Got back in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Around late 2011 going into 2012, around the start of the Exceeds XYZ format, which is why I fell in love with the Rival deck because it's nostalgia for me to play in an XYZ based deck that's a Rebel Force. Has said Rebel, level Force. However, with that being said, from 2012 on up, and just watching like the Blackwing format and like everybody who played Edison at my shop, it's literally, honestly, a slightly powered down version of Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! For example, Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! At least in this format. Because obviously, we had toxic formats like Tier that decks played on the opponent's turn. We had Cash Tiro where decks locked people out of their zones. We didn't have that back in the day, but what we did have was Frog FTK. We had stupid, like, essentially FTK decks where, like, if you go Synchro Stardust Dragon, set up your whole board, it's a good chance you're not going to win. The grind game back in the day was more real. You were learning through Edison and GOAT, GOAT was one of the original formats that started getting popular for retro, that is. You learned, games wasn't over by the first few plays. Like, for example, if you play against Malice nowadays and they pop off, you don't open up any hand traps, it's a good chance you're going to lose. However, back in the day, if you play against somebody, let's say during GOAT format, and they have no back row, you make a big beat stick monster, it's a good chance you're going to win unless they start top decking. Like, the difference between older formats and newer formats for me personally, from what I'm looking at it, is just really the grind game. And it also depends on what kind of Yu-Gi-Oh! You understand. Do you want to play, that is? Like, is it more of a grind game Yu-Gi-Oh? Is it more of a combo-based Yu-Gi-Oh? Do you just like locking people out? Because as far as I can remember, from 2002 to 2006, game was toxic. If you didn't have the money, it's literally the same shit. If you didn't have the money cards, you're not going to do good. I mean, every once in a while, somebody can make a rogue deck good, take it to the YCS or SJC circuit at the time, and do good and innovate the format. But for the most part, you have to have the money cards. No matter if that's Edison or Modern. If you don't have the money cards, there's a good chance you're not going to do good as you would if you had said cards. However, with that being said, you need proper play testing in both formats. And even with Modern format versus like Edison, for example, right? Edison, they already have the meta set in stone right now. And I think that's like the 2011 pre-XYZ era. So people are playing like Black Wings, Plant Synchro, Gigavice, decks that are really good. And they've evolved that format before the XYZ stuff started getting popular. However, with that being said, if they were playing back in the day, they probably would have been complaining about the format. Nowadays, if you're going to play Modern, that is, you have to play Rizal, Malice, whatever popular deck it is, whatever popular good road deck it is, and that's it. I actually had an idea in theory, and this has been going on truthfully for a while, which Konami just make it out flat outright. And my idea in theory is Yu-Gi-Oh has always been for a long time a set rotation game. So right now, retro format is the reason why they're so popular because literally it's just a locked format. It's a lower cost entry into the game. The game's slightly slower. You have shorter effect text, but the complexity of plays and skill it takes to be good is damn near the same thing as modern. Modern, the biggest difference is a lot of people could just tell based on how plays go. This game is gonna be over in by turn 3 because I didn't open up any hand traps. Versus Edison, where it's kind of like, well, I might lose, but we can probably try to grind that out and win. Biggest difference I noticed between both, the good players are going to win no matter what format it is. So I guess I would have to say this, man. Rogue Hero don't play Edison because I just like modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Honestly. It ain't nothing bad about Edison. I don't think Edison's a bad format. I just think, at least me personally, somebody who don't mind spending the money to play modern, I just don't see the difference. Like, you're going to have complexity and differences in modern. You're going to have complexities and differences in Edison. The main difference is, Edison, there's less stuff to keep up with. So, you can't, if you played in that format before, you have an advantage. But once the format just stays stagnant for a while, and I'll even say, even this format, for example, 5 to 10 years from now, when people decide to come back and play 2025, Rizal, Malice format, I guarantee you it's going to be some shit that people think of. Maybe my son. My son might play Rise. He'll be like, what, 17, 18 at the time? Oh, my God. He might, if he decides to play Yu-Gi-Oh!, his generation might look at the current metagame we're in and innovate some shit that we didn't think of just off the strength of it's so much stuff going on. A lot of people are already practicing with the yummy stuff that they can't keep up with everything in the format, everything in circulation. Because the current metagame right now, we have a shit ton of cards available to our card pool. And there's new stuff being developed in the metagame every day. Like right now, White Force Azamina is starting to win again on the regional circuit. Mermaid Atlantean started winning on the regional circuit, topping the YCS circuit. That's not something people predicted right off the rip in the format. I remember when the format first started back in like October, like the Rizal Malice era of Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of players locally and online was saying Rizal is mid, Malice is the better deck. I'm like, bro, did you guys read the OCG results? Fast forward to now, everyone hates Rizal. A lot of people hate Malice, but more people hate Rizal because Rizal's winning. If you go back in time to whatever format, it's the same shit. So to me, personally, to somebody who don't mind paying the money to play the game and keep up with the current metagame, it's the same old shit. So if I'm going to play the same old game, just in a slightly different way of having less grindier game, because even if you play in modern format right now, I guess that's the point I was trying to make earlier, I just kind of slipped my mind. The format right now is very grindy, but you have to play the good decks. If you're not playing one of the top 10 best decks of the current metagame, you're not going to have a grind fest. You know what you're going to have? A Swift, as the pros say, a 2-0, because you're playing buttfuck whatever garbage deck from like 10 years ago that just don't work anymore. Now, that don't necessarily mean you can't I don't encourage people to try out different decks out, but you just gotta, can't get mad about the format. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh's a luck-based game. So if you're gonna play whatever format you want, shut the F up and just figure it out to see what works for you. So yeah, man, with all that being said, I wanted to just do this quick video, man, prepping for Houston. And I'm like, you know what? Let me tell you guys why I don't like playing Edison. And it ain't that I hate Edison. It ain't that I never play Edison in the future. I've actually had a couple games at locals just messing around with some of my buddies' Edison cards. So I got buddies that's going to YCS Houston playing the Edison's deck. Edison format. Like, I think it's a fun format. I think a lot of retro formats are cool. But me personally, especially because I have the YouTube channel, I just don't think it's worth it for me. I like new stuff. I don't like playing with the same old shit we have forever. I get bored very fast. Remember, I'm an advocate of set rotation. I don't mind card games being a thing where it's like every year we have to just ban everything and start over fresh with different decks and different archetypes, because that was something I actually kind of hated at first in Naruto, but I enjoyed it during the last few years of Naruto being a thing because it kept the game fresh. To me, playing older formats keep things a little stale. which is honestly the main reason why I don't like playing older formats. But it's no hate though. If you guys got to play what you like, everyone's different. And yeah, it's your boy Rogue Hero bringing you guys another discussion topic. And I'm signing out. Peace. I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Peace. Also, before I go, let me know if you guys like Edison or not and why you guys don't play Modern and vice versa. I want to hear everyone's thoughts about this because I want to see if I'm the only one who feels this way. All right, I'm out. Peace.